Hello there, Leo, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today I'm doing your January 2022 career and money reading. We'll take a look at the overall energies for your career and money sector with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the message that I create or resonating with it, I would really appreciate it if you would consider commenting, or subscribing. Okay, let's get into your reading. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it was exactly this card. On the bottom is Moss Spirit, surrender now. But your general 2022 yearly reading that I did for you, and I'll link to at the end of this video. And your January general reading both had something about magic, persevering through something, because it is magical. You are magical things are happening for you. And then we have the Rabbit Spirit with the lucky time. Now is the lucky time. So let's see how this is going to play out in your career and money sector. Wow, money. Lucky time for money. Love that. Okay, victim mentality. You really did have that energy of having to persevere through something. You may be feeling, lack, feeling like, you may be sitting there. I'm sitting here saying, oh, it's a lucky time. Magical things are going to happen to you. And you're like, yeah, really? Right? I mean, do you see do you see this water rushing into my house? Do you see that, I only have a few pieces of furniture? I'm almost like shackled. He's shackled to the bed. I'm shackled to this old belief system. It's kind of like we're shackled to things that are no longer good for me. Really interesting. Okay, so let's see what your present energy is. Let's go there. We have King of Pentacles. Okay, it's a lucky time. The King of Pentacles has so much that he can not only take care of himself, he can take care of others. He's generous. He's wealthy. He's financially stable. And so this is something that you are really concentrating on right now, trying to bring in this wealth. And yet at the same time, we have this victim mentality. Okay. For some of you, this is your wish come true. This is what you're wishing for, is to be extremely wealthy for some reason. And you're feeling like it's maybe never going to happen for you. So let's see what your area of resistance is. Yeah, moving away. This is very interesting because Sagittarius had the same energies in their reading. So this could be a fire sign thing happening. Just kind of being stuck in this victim mentality that, I want a lot of money, or I want financial stability, or I want to start this amazing business. There's so many things that I am wanting materially in my life. This could be even like something, from childhood that you've been wishing for, working towards, and it's just not happening for you. And you're having a hard time almost seeing, the silver lining of this dark cloud. You may be sitting there going, yeah, but you don't understand. One thing after another has happened. In 2021, this happened, then that happened, then this happened, and now I'm just kind of like stuck. Right? It's kind of like this energy of I'm just stuck. It's never going to happen for me. Yeah, Nine of Wands on the bottom. Once again, this energy of, you're the wounded warrior. You've been through a lot. And it's kind of like, is the wheel ever going to turn for me? But going back to your 2022 general reading and your January general reading, it was that you were learning perseverance through something that seems at the time like a dark cloud, but really is going to bring you silver linings in the end. So let's see what your advice is. Two of Wands. I'm hearing go back to the basics. Go back to the initial strategy or planning. If Okay, so if you're like trying to start your own business or something big that you're trying to build, this is like your hopes and dreams. This is what you want. Go back to the basics, and we are going to clarify. Go back to the initial basics, strategy, planning. I'm almost seeing blueprints, like go back to the very basics of why you went on this path. There's something there that you're missing. You can't move forward until you go back. I'm hearing the word why. Why you wanted to go on this path? Going back to that. Going back. Okay, so I am being given this scenario. Say that you wanted to become a doctor because you wanted to help cure cancer. Okay. And then you got into it. And, I'm kind of seeing now that these two things are kind of separate. So you got into it because you wanted to cure cancer. That was your hope and dream. Maybe you had a family member, a close family member that died from cancer, and you were like, I want to go out and find a cure for cancer. And then, you went to medical school and you got started maybe as a doctor. Like you had to get into that in order to kind of like go to try to become a researcher or whatever in order to try to cure cancer. But then along the way, what happened was you got drawn in by the money of it, the wealth that perhaps you could attain as a doctor. So you see how these two are separated? It's kind of like you put your hopes and dreams of curing cancer in order to put your education and experience into making money. And now it's your soul is calling you and in some way to go back to the basics of why you wanted to become a doctor. You're moving on. The obstacle here is that you're kind of moving on from your soul's purpose to something that is materialistic. It's and if you think about it, this is the 5D, this is the 3D. It's as if your soul, you were on the right path. You had good intentions. You were more 5D aligned. And now for some reason, you've been drawn down into this 3D. And that, if you're resonating at all with something like that, it's that, and you're feeling kind of like depressed, low energy or something like that, it's because you're moving more into the 3D instead of where you were moving towards the 5D. There's something here about moving from your belief systems. And that's why your advice is get back to basics. Get back to the reason why you wanted to start this business. You wanted to be a doctor. You wanted to go on this career path in the first place. And the key here is to get back into the basics because it's a lucky time. All right. So the universe is, you decide, okay, I am going to spend more time researching cancer or something like that. And you kind of move back into this energy. It's a lucky time. Like you're also going to get the material goods also, but it's about realigning yourself to your purpose, to why you got into your career or this career path that you're on. So let's see what you have. Temperance. Yeah. What you're learning. Oh, this is so beautiful. Emperor on the bottom, stepping back into your power of knowing why you wanted to go into this. Yeah. You've been waiting for a while. You have the strength. Yeah. You're bringing everything back into balance. You got a little out of balance because it was kind of like you got kind of caught up a little bit in acquiring a lot of money. Okay, and however that may resonate with you. And now with the Temperance card, you're learning how to balance, okay, the 3D and the 5D. If you feel like you're kind of torn between, I want to just go and cure cancer, oh, but I want to make a lot of money, and you're kind of feeling like you're going back and forth between these, it is because you are coming into this you're persevering through this duality, if you will, in order to bring more balance into your life, into balancing, your greater good, your purpose, your soul's purpose, with also material, wealth or status, whatever it is that you're looking for. So let's go ahead and clarify these. Yeah, you're getting new inspiration. Yeah, you're 7 of Wands. You're getting on top of this. You're understanding that for some reason you kind of self-sabotage yourself. Okay? You're getting the information. You're understanding, hey, I gotta get back to where I started from, right? You were going from the Ace to the 2 of Wands. You were making progress, but then you almost got in your own way. The 7 of Swords is that it can be that self-sabotage energy. It can also be that, you got a little greedy, or, I don't like that word, but it's that type of energy. Like you were on the right path. You got this great idea. You were on the right path, and then something came onto your path that made you feel like, oh, but maybe I can make a lot of money. So maybe I'll kind of change my path. Okay? So you tried to choose a different path. Like something else came on your path and you left this wand, your initial wand, behind to go in a new direction because of, wanting and getting greed, and there's nothing, that is the experience that was on your path for you. That was the experience. And now that's why it makes sense that they want you to go back to the initial reason why you started on this path. It was the right path for you. Some of you may be questioning, is this the right path for me? Because it's not working out. It's not working out. It's kind of like if the universe wants me to have money, right? You may have been on this initial path that you've left behind because the money wasn't coming, but you didn't give it enough time. You didn't persevere. And so now it's kind of like the universe is saying, okay, let's just back it up a little bit and get redirected in the right way and persevere through this. Have patience. You're learning patience. You're learning perseverance. To stick with it. That the universe will provide for you, to trust the universe, to know intuitively, okay, that you will be able to basically pick the pentacles, pick the money off of a money tree. They're giving me money tree. That you intuitively know that the universe will provide for you. But you may have people in your life that are trying to convince you otherwise. Or there's a lot of competition. So you're kind of like, well, I don't know if I want to get into all of that. This energy of, there's these dark clouds and now I'm not going to ever have the silver linings that I was wanting to have. Really interesting energy. But that's what's blocking you, what is blocking you is trusting in the universe, trusting that your path was the right path from the very beginning. You had the right path. Go back to whatever your initial wish, path, choice was. You just got a little sidetracked. Yeah, and now you're kind of questioning it. You're holding on. You're kind of like, you're holding on because things are not perhaps working out the way that you wanted to. So you're kind of like, now you're doubting yourself. You're like, I don't know. You're kind of going, The Two of Wands is that, she has the blindfold on and she's taking the sword and she's just cutting things, but she doesn't even know what she's cutting out, right? It's this out of just total angst, of not knowing what to do. But you can manifest what it is that you want. You can step into this world of having exactly what it is that you want. So you can go and cure cancer and also make money and have the things, the material things in your life that you want. It wasn't coming along. What I'm getting is that it wasn't coming quickly enough. So you decided to go in another direction. But the truth is that there's luck on your side when you go back to your soul's purpose, you kind of stepped into this energy of, I've got to go make money, because when you were on this other path that was more aligned with your soul, you were waiting for your ships to come in and they weren't coming in. So it was kind of like, well, okay, then I'm just going to go. I'm almost getting a sense of just go and make the money some other way. Almost as if, well, this obviously isn't meant for me, Oh, Empress energy. Really nice. Yeah. Queen of Wands. Getting back your confidence, your mojo, that you do know what you're doing. I think you kind of started self-doubting yourself. You started something new. Okay? You had this great new idea. You started something new. And then there was some disappointment. It didn't work out the way that you thought it was going to work out. So you quit it. You went in a new direction. But what the universe wants you to know is just they're teaching you patience. They're teaching you perseverance. It's like, no. You were on the right path. You had the right idea. Things will come to you. What the divine, it'll come to you in the right time, in the divine time. The divine is working for you. You just weren't getting it fast enough. And so you were like, well, then this is the wrong path. I can't stay on this path any longer. I'm going to go over on this path. And I'm just going to make a lot of money because, I'm trying to cure cancer. But, all my other friends that I went to medical school with, well, they're living in big houses and driving fancy sports cars. And you may have even listened to them. They're like, why are you spending so much time in the lab? Look at our life. And then you were like, yeah, okay, wait a minute. I think I'll go live that life because I'm not getting any money here. But what you didn't realize was that the material goods were also coming. And there's also something about, yeah, but at least, when you wake up in the morning and you look at yourself in the mirror, you can be really proud of the person that you are. It doesn't mean that if you have a lot of money, you can't be proud of who you are. But if you're only living your life back in this 3D element of, I just got to get mine, I got to build this big amount of wealth, right? Then can you also be truly happy? Will money make you happy? You may even have made a lot of money and realize now, this isn't making me happy. I got all this money, but I'm not that happy. I was happier when I didn't have as much money and I was spending hours in the lab. I was working 70 hours a week, but I was loving it. Now you might work 70 hours a week and you have a lot of money, but you're not happy. And it's about getting back to what really makes you happy long term. And it is 10 of Pentacles. The money is coming. The wheel is turning in your favor when you realize that your gifts and talents are really needed for the collective. And you get back into the self-confidence of knowing I am on the right path. Moving away from energies that are trying to detract you. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles energy here. What's underneath that? Yeah, Emperor again. This Emperor energy of, you can have what it is that you want materially and also have what it is that you love to do. Um, your soul's path, your purpose, stepping into that. And sometimes you just have to give it time and not listen to the outside external forces. Some of it could be that you brought it on yourself because you got into this mentality of, all my friends have fancy sport cars and big houses, and here I am living in this damp, wet room, right? What am I doing with my life? So anyway, give that a thought. Joy is the ultimate creator. Yeah, I feel like you are learning that lesson that money doesn't always bring you joy. That, there is more to life than just owning a lot of fancy stuff, I'm not saying that, material things can't bring you some happiness and joy, right? But if that's all that your life is about, is collecting and having so much, you can't even enjoy it because there's just so much of it around you. There is something to having, a few things, having less things, but really having things that bring you joy in your life, right? And just understanding that having just fewer things, but things that really and truly bring you joy, can also help you to be a better creator for the universe and creating a better experience for yourself. Okay, who am I ready to forgive? I am not what happened to me. I am who I chose to become. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Write a forgiveness note, then practice the Ho'oponopono prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. It's the Hawaiian prayer. And if you haven't ever seen that you could YouTube it or, do a search, internet search. It's a really beautiful poem. And whenever, I have gone through some difficult times, I always come back to this. And if you really, really practice it, it does help you to move away from forgiveness, understanding, the thing I was getting when I was reading that is that your parents or family or some, I was saying your coworkers earlier, but somebody may have led you to believe that you couldn't follow your heart and also make money. So like if you were an artist, a creator of some sort, they were like, well, you can't go do that because you won't make enough money. And it's understanding that you can have both of these at the same time. Okay. And allowing yourself to get out of the mentality that, well, my parents or my family lied to me and told me that I couldn't be an artist and still make money. So I never followed my heart. I just went for money. It's about stepping back into that energy of realizing you made the choice to go this route, right? And you made the choice. And now it's time to forgive yourself for making that choice, to forgive your parents for, bringing you up and, that belief system. It's about realizing that you love them, you love yourself, that you are sorry, please forgive me, thank you. It's about taking accountability for your own actions in this choice. And that sometimes is really difficult, right? Because we kind of live in a society where it's always somebody else's fault. It's not my fault. Somebody did this to me. And it's about stepping back into that energy of, no, I actually made this choice. I could have chosen this a long time ago, but I didn't. I chose this. And that was my choice, and I still love myself. There are benefits to the fact that I went this route. I'm going to step back and go back into this, but I learned a lot when I went on this path. And just recognizing that this really wasn't a wrong choice. There are no wrong choices. You learned some lessons when you went on this path. And now you can go experience this and learn some other lessons. And if you're thinking about switching careers right now, I am going to say it is a lucky time. It's like the universe has had this lesson of learning, I chose the wrong wand at one time, right? Because of a belief system I may have had or grew up with. I chose that wand at that one time. But there's a really lucky window, an opportunity here for you to change your life, to go into the direction of something that you're more passionate about, that's aligned more with your soul purpose, to move on in a different direction. And to know that all of this came so that you could see the duality of all of this, that you could combine the belief system that you had growing up and the belief system you have now, and combine them and create something that is extremely beautiful and money. So it's a beautiful message, Leo. Well, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations. I will link that January reading and the 2022 yearly reading at the end of this video. And I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.